Good morning. It is 9 a.m. on Monday, June 5th. I call this meeting of the Wichita County Commissioners Court to order. I hope everyone had a good breakfast because this one may be a while. At this time, if everyone would stand up and ask Commissioner Watts to give our indication.
Thank you, Judge. Pray with me, please. Dear Heavenly Father, we just give you thanks this morning for this wonderful rain that we had. And Father, we ask that you keep your hand on us and heal our land, our dry land, and let us catch some water in our area lakes, Father. We give you all that praise for that this morning. Father, be with those that serve and protect us across this great country. Help us bring peace to across our great land, Father, as well as across the world. Everything seems to be in turmoil, and we know that only you can intercede and make a difference. Father, again, we thank you. We ask that you forgive us of our sins and where we fall short. Father, be with us as we make decisions that affect this county this morning. All of these things I pray in Jesus' precious name. Amen.
Amen.
Let's do the pledge to the U.S. flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now the pledge to the Texas flag.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
All right, everyone may be seated. And at this time, if you are here for the proclamation for Elder Abuse Awareness Month, would you come forward? I have my list that we've got some folks from Adult Protective Services. Good morning. Yeah. Here, before we do the proclamation, would you all just introduce yourselves and who you're with and what you do?
Yes, my name is Aaron. I'm member of the Adult Protective Services. I've been with the agency for about 2 years now. I'm in the Wichita area as well as the Burke.
I'm Kevin Conrady. I'm one of the supervisors here. Been with the agency over 25 years.
Crystal Sullivan, subject matter expert, been with the agency for 18 years.
Lucas Olson, APS investigator specialist, Wichita Falls area, and I've been with the department for over 4 years.
Melissa Whitaker, supervisor, and I've been with APS for 8 years now.
Excellent. And all of y'all are located here in Wichita Falls. Okay, good deal. Thank y'all for being here this morning. Just going to read this proclamation. Whereas older adults and people with disabilities of diverse backgrounds contribute to the well-being of this city by working, caregiving, volunteering, and actively preserving customs, rituals, and traditions. And whereas as we age, we build momentum by accumulating knowledge, experience, insight, and wisdom that can be shared to enrich our community. It's especially true up here. We're building momentum. Whereas abuse of older adults and people with disabilities is a community concern affecting thousands of people across Texas. And whereas abuse affected more than 84,655 older adults and people with disabilities in Texas in 2022. And whereas abuse against older adults and people with disabilities is grossly underreported because of social stigma, embarrassment, and fear. And whereas adult abuse affects men and women of all income and ability levels, all cultural and ethnic backgrounds in all communities. And whereas elder abuse is everyone's business and it is important to strengthen our efforts to prevent, report, and address elder abuse. Now therefore, the Wichita County Commissioners Court, in recognition thereof, does hereby proclaim the month of June 2023 to be Elder Abuse Awareness Month in Wichita County, Texas. And we urge all residents to work together to reduce abuse and neglect of older adults and people with disabilities. Would y'all like to, you've got the floor and you've got a microphone, would you like to take this opportunity to say something? I like throwing other people on the spot.
Oh no, I guess just short and sweet. Like I said, unfortunately, we do get a lot of cases. You know, we try to say that we try to work ourselves out of a job, but that's we're failing at that. Unfortunately, we're getting more and more types of cases. But our local office, we cover basically Monte, the Bowie office, and Vernon. So our coverage area stretches all the way to Adelaide, basically, and Childers. So we stay pretty busy. We also like to investigate exploitation, self-neglect, that sort of thing. It's not just abuse, but it's also we assist with like utilities, food, that sort of thing. There's a lot of people in need. And it's not just elderly, it's the disabled as well, under the age of 65. So, but I think we've got 12 of us that work here, and we're stretched out pretty good, but it's something that, it's a calling.
Well, we thank all of you for what you do, and we'd just like to take this opportunity again to raise awareness of the problem, and then to encourage anybody who can be a part of the solution to be a part of that solution. So thank you all. Appreciate y'all being here.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
This time I'll ask Judge Jeff Knight, 30th District Court, to come up for a presentation of service. Good morning. So Judge McKnight introduced me at a speech about a week and a half ago, and he took some liberties with his introduction. I decided not to return the favor today. So Judge McKnight has been here. This is his certificate of appreciation recognizing 5 years of service to Wichita County. And as Commissioner Watts said on Friday, we're looking at the agenda, he's been here that long already.
It's probably 5 minutes underwater, right?
More like 30 minutes.
Yeah. I, just on a personal level, I appreciate the efficiency and the attention and the heart he's brought to the job and to being the local administrative judge. He's great to work with, always is willing to pick up my phone calls when I go, I think I may have caused a constitutional crisis in court this morning. I think I did something. Did I? He's always quick to say, no, but here's how you fix it. So I just appreciate him, and on behalf of our whole county family, want to say congratulations on making it 5 years. You want to say anything?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I can't believe it, Jeff. I mean, I was with Jeff, we had a fundraiser going in Iowa Park, and is either Heath Hodges had passed away or Brad Quinn, one of the two, and I was talking to Jeff, and he was just coming into the November election, and it was
the fish fry.
yeah, and I was like, that was yesterday. So anyway,
Seems like all that was yesterday. I'm trying to forget it, but.
we're proud to have you.
Judge, I feel like some days seem longer than others, so I would imagine, anyway.
The expression with my kids, the days drag on, but the years fly by.
That's true.
Yep.
I've
Did
never
you have
thought
the
of that.
courtroom split? Did you have that as well? Tish?
I do not have it on my bingo card.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
There you go. All right, and at this time, I'd like to ask Lauren Davis from the Public Defender's Office to come up. And David, why don't you come as well as supervisor? So Lauren is the Wichita County Employee of the Month for May 2023. Congratulations. And we always ask the person who wins the award, supervisor, to come up and basically explain why you got this award.
We're still apparently applying.
Yeah.
Lawrence has been a ray of sunshine throughout all the problems we've experienced at the Public Defender's Office through the rollout of Tyler and the COVID pandemic, and some of that working without AC before we switched AC contractors. So all of that, she's just been a ray of sunshine and an independent problem solver, and she's just been a dedicated, excellent employee that we honestly couldn't run the office without you, Lauren, so we appreciate it.
Lauren, would you like to say anything? You don't have to.
I appreciate working for you, and it's an incredible office, it's great people, and I keep working.
Yeah. When did you start with the county?
2017 and 2017.
Okay.
6 years.
Good deal. We love our Public Defender's Office, and just congratulate you on the job well done. And it's a small token of our appreciation to present this plaque to you as the Employee of the Month for May 2023. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Dave, look here.
You want to come up here?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
All right.
I know we got a lot to do, but.
It's good, it's good. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, you want to give a speech, right? Thank you. Congratulations. Well, and we were going to have a presentation of awards from the West Texas Justices of the Peace and Constables Association for Constable of the Year, Clerk of the Year, and Deputy Constable of the Year. But Constable and Deputy Constable are out doing evictions this morning, and the clerk got called for jury duty. So we'll have to push that a week.
Well, that's a very good, nice recommendation, or accommodation for all of us.
Yes, indeed. Very much. Do we have any other presentations that I'm not aware of?
You know, Judge McNally was proud he wanted his courtroom cleaned and we washed it for him.
Indeed.
I could accept that Constable of the Year award since I played constable all week last week in Leadership 254.
Did you have to go evict anybody?
No,
Okay,
I
that's
got to
good.
play the role.
All right, then at this time, it is 9:11 a.m. and we'll open up for public comments. As a reminder, we ask that anyone making comments limit them to 5 minutes, and no action can be taken by the court on any item brought up. So, do we have anyone here who'd like to make public comment? Nope. Anyone via Zoom? Okay. It's still 9:11, and public comment is closed. So let's move on to the consent agenda.
Judge, I've got just some, not really, comments on several items here that one needs a little bit of correction, and then I had a young man I wanted to introduce on one of them as well, but if I could.
Yeah, go ahead.
Begin with item 4. I just want to tell Lynette, that's a very proactive thing to do, put together what we're doing there on item 4. I think that's just cool.
Annette, would you like to tell everybody what that's going to do and how it's going to help customer service? Yeah, come on.
This is to streamline the way we issue vital records. Before, we know we get the snail mail, we get the letter in the mail, then we have to process it, mail it back. But this way, if people are not in town anymore, they can just go online, place the order, we receive a message, and then we process it from there. So it's just going to streamline the process. So,
And vital records, that'd be
death and birth records. Mm-hmm.
And this is someone that had visited with you, something that you had in the back of your mind you wanted to like to move forward with,
Yes,
right?
it's been, I think, about 1.5 years when I met her at a conference. We just kept in touch, and I told her just to wait till I was in office and I would look into it.
Well, it just makes us
She
more
didn't forget.
customer friendly, so that's great.
So,
yeah, it's more customer friendly and it doesn't cost taxpayers
Doesn't cost-
anything, so
no,
it's a
it does
good
not.
combo.
So.
All right.
Great combo.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Lynette. We
You're
need
welcome.
more of those. On item 8, Judge, I really appreciate the expansion from what we used to get. I just wondered what the appraised values were, more so than the purchase amounts, which I understand that's at their discretion as to accepting those, but it keeps us from having to go and look up each and every one of them. And I think it would be a good thing to add into those when we see them, or if they would, or.
Well, and
Is that coming from the city here, or is that coming from Purdue?
the city.
Okay.
And the appraised values are in your packet, but would you like me just to read them? Or?
Oh, are they in the back?
They are in your backup.
Okay, no, that's.
Okay.
The item 9, and is Patrick and Jeff, yeah. So, super shout out about the ability to get the trials here at Impact coming up this summer. Now,
Next year.
Lynn, this is going to be something that Wichita County Sheriff's Office has solicited and received those dog training exercises. So if you've ever been to a working cow dog event or anything like that, it's going to be really a cool thing. So kudos, guys, for getting that into Wichita Falls. I just think that's fantastic.
Will there be a demonstration? I mean, will there be a?
Well, I you put on a red suit if you want to.
No,
But
no,
you think you'll be able to go and watch and everything. I mean, it's going to be cool.
We'd have to have the elder abuse guys in here. So,
Thank you.
On item 11, we have put together a fairly comprehensive list. I know there's going to be one or two items, one or two that may come off and one or two that may go on. But that is a pretty comprehensive list, and we've got, now Debbie's been working with Jensen that is at Purple Wave, and Melvin has done some work on that as well and reviewed that agreement, Judge, on there, and had a couple of recommendations for us with that as well.
You just preempted my question.
And that was, Melvin, he did not know about Form 1295. But he said they'd get that taken care of. He'd investigate. I told him basically what it dealt with.
Yeah.
I have a question, Jeff, on that.
Yes.
From the email I'd seen from the auditor, do we have to have a list of that all on the agenda before it goes to auction date? How would that happen?
Well, as long as we have an attached packet item, then I think we're okay there.
Okay.
Is the packet in the backup now? Do you know? There is a file that
It
has
is.
pictures and
Yes.
things. Okay. Then the item 12 dealt with the truck that was stolen from Precinct 4, and I know y'all are aware of, not only did we have trouble, Clay County's now had trouble too with these bandits, so that is what that truck will do on item 12. On the item 13, Judge, I brought in Brian Zorger from Altus this morning with Western Equipment. I just wanted to introduce him. Brian, if you would come up, and these guys may have a question or two about 13. If y'all did have anything, what he did, we're selling 2 of our big tractors and mowers and replacing them with newer 6120s John Deere's, and so it was it's a good deal for us. It's taken not too long to get it all put together, and he comes from the John Deere world and has grown up in it, so he's well aware, and I appreciate all the hard work. And we've got other things that Precinct 5, which is collectively of all of us, working with him. The grant we received on from TCEQ on that will go towards a buy in January for Precinct 5 on that mower shredder. But anyway, Brian, thanks we had to do some modifications and some, he came up with some, mirrors on tractors stick out, new ones, and Brian modified our tractors not to have those. He adapted some different model mirrors in there and pulled, so we weren't hanging them all the time. But when you've got that common sense about equipment, you can do those kind of things. So it's really we appreciate, and I wanted him to come over and meet all of y'all, so.
Appreciate y'all having me this morning. My name's Brian Zorger, as Mr. Watts said. I'm worked there at Altus, Oklahoma, Western Equipment. I've been there for a little over a year now. My background is I live from Duke. I been farming myself since 2013. Did some custom harvesting, got a family. That's kind of hard on family being gone that long, so I stayed home and got a job and still farm on the side with my father. If it's green, I kind of know quite a bit about it. I've been on it for a while. I've been driving a tractor since I was in the 4th grade, so pretty proud of that.
That's good. And one of the reasons that we went with Brian is because they have a great fleet of mechanics, and they're scattered throughout our area. They do a lot of work in Wichita County already, and they're highly recommended because of their commercial expertise on this stuff, so.
Yeah, we have a great service department. I feel like we have 21 locations. I think our Altus location has 10 techs that are just in pickups, and they'll travel wherever we need to go. When you need a service, you call into Altus. We have 3 service guys and service managers, and they take down orders and get you serviced however we need to go. And we come to you, or if it's something real big and you feel like it needs to come to our shop, we have a transportation department that has several trucks. We can come get it, whatever we need to do.
Brian, I appreciate you coming.
No, I appreciate y'all having us. Y'all have any questions for me?
Once again, when are skid steers coming in?
One skid steer is in. We're waiting on the shop for setup for the oil coolers that we're putting on. And then the other one should be here any day this week. And so when it gets in, we'll service it, get it serviced up, make sure it's full, topped off, and oil coolers put on. And the mulching head is in. It's been in for a little while. Not everything's set up yet. Try to send them. The tractors are in and ready. They'll be on the service. They're on the transportation board this morning. So
Good.
Hopefully you'll see those end of the week.
Good deal. And Cheryl, do you know, did we receive our money on that mulcher head from TCEQ from Nortex Planning?
Would have been a grant award.
Yeah, I will have to check on that. I don't.
The judge saved our hides and had that thing. We scored high and got no money. But he got it fixed, so we were glad about that. But Brian, I won't hold you any longer.
Oh, you're fine.
I appreciate you
Yep.
coming over and meeting everybody.
Yep, I'll leave some cards in the front office.
Good deal.
Pass them out.
Good deal.
All right.
Thank you, guys. Have a great day. Mhm.
And Jeff, did you say these are, there are 2 that we're selling, and that's gonna offset some of this cost?
It will. The 2 that are selling are above it in that purple wave.
Oh, okay, they're in
Yeah.
the purple label, all right.
So there is a.
There'll be 2
they
tractors,
will-
2 mowers.
They're still real clean, good tractors. They're just 20+ years old, and so it's time to get. We were having more trouble than needed. So.
And according to the projections, we'll bring a lot more than we ever thought.
I agree to that. So, and then on item 14, Judge, and I think that's the. That pickup was by bid, not from buy board. So we selected and we have received that pickup in now. It was very timely. Pruitt did a great, but Pruitt received the award that was bid out. We couldn't find what we wanted on buy board. So we went to bid.
So that's, let's say, for the bid amount?
Yes, for the bid amount.
And I have a question, comment on 15. We had already approved that truck for precinct 2 when the invoice came in. The tax title and license was $304.86 difference, brought that new balance to $74,566.86, which that should be, if we approve consent agenda today, that'll take care of that. I do have a question for you. Since that will be approved today, can I go ahead and pick up a check today to take it to
No,
them?
because it was not on the list. I have not approved that claim, and that claim was not on the list by when the list was sent to the court. For the court to be the second approver, it will be on Monday, the 12th list. The invoice came in not timely.
And the court,
The court has to approve to match the invoice.
and the court can't take action to approve
Anything
that
that
check
I have.
after this
That is correct.
item? Okay.
Court can't approve anything I have not presented for payment.
Okay.
And item 16, Cheryl has just helped us clean up some stuff to get, and Cheryl, that's not going to be the last move. The insurance, it's been a struggle, I know, and the replacing what we've got out there is, it's not over with yet, so. Anyway, but that just cleans up the capital request inside the current budget as it sits. I think we had originally only had about $250 set back for capital, and then we got items stolen. We've got trouble with some other equipment, so. And that's everything I had, Judge, just cleanups.
The Jeff Watts consent agenda?
Yes, sir.
Do we have any other
Nope.
questions or comments?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Mickey, that truck needs running boards on it.
Real bad.
All right, we've got a motion from Commissioner Fincannon, seconded by Commissioner Beecham, to approve the consent agenda with the one amendment to item 14 that Commissioner Watts indicated. All right, the motion's before us. Do we have any public comment on consent agenda? Okay. All those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. All right, general business item number 1. Review and approve the regular bills for payment and order county treasurer to disperse payroll and bill payments within 72 hours via U.S. mail, FedEx, UPS, or electronically unless directed otherwise, or may be picked up and ledgered in the treasurer's office.
So moved.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Beecham, seconded by Commissioner Buchanan. Do we have any public comment on this? All right, the motion's before us. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Item number 2, open and take action as necessary on transport service bids for the remainder of 2023.
And Nancy's double checking right now, Judge. Are we okay time-wise? Was this bid for 10 o'clock or are we okay? Did it close early?
It's actually for 10 o'clock.
It is
Okay,
just
we need to wait 30
9:30.
minutes.
We can wait
Do
till
we
10.
want to
Postpone
come
it.
back?
So I'm going to table the item number 2, and we'll come back to it later.
And I guess three as well,
So,
Judge.
well, I haven't brought it up, so I'll just skip it and come
Okay.
back to it. Item number 4 then, in general business, discuss, consider, and/or take action to amend Core Health's agreement to increase psychiatric mid-level provider hours and to increase the compensation rate. I am going to suggest that I think it'd be prudent to wait on this one and ask the court to give me some time to negotiate some of those terms with Core Health. I think that it was clear from our jail staff and from Core Health's presentation on Friday. I think we see the need, but the price points that were listed in that document, I think we need to work on. So that's going to be my suggestion, is that
Do
we
you need a motion for that to have you negotiate?
probably couldn't hurt.
So moved.
Second.
All right, so the motion is to authorize the county judge to negotiate with Core Health on an amendment to their agreement to increase psychiatric mid-level provider hours and to increase the compensation rate. Do we have any public comment on that? Okay. The motion was made by Commissioner Watts and seconded by Commissioner Mahler. It's before us. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. The motion carries 5-0. Item number 5, discuss, consider, and/or take action on the creation of the county elections administrator position. Thank you all. So as most of y'all are aware, this is the second time this item has come up before the court. I laid this out previously, but I'm going to do so again because we've maybe got some new folks tuning in or here paying attention to it. So I am proposing to the court that we create the position of the elections administrator for Wichita County. The elections administrator would take over the duties of the voter registrar and all election duties currently held by the county clerk. I am suggesting that we do this for a couple of reasons. First of all, elections law has become significantly more complicated and specialized over the last decade. And if you've been paying attention to what the legislature has done in the last 2 sessions on elections, I think that trend is continuing. All of us on this court are aware of the shortcomings that have been revealed with retention and the organization of election records. dating back a couple of years. And I think all of us are aware of the need to improve and instill confidence in our residents and voters in our elections. So with those two things being true, I think that the job of running and overseeing our elections is too big for it to just be one of several duties, which is currently the case. Our county clerk has been doing a tremendous job trying to take care of that and oversee it, but I just think it is too big for one person that only has that as part of their job to do. And with the move to an elections administrator, that person's sole responsibility and focus would be our elections and everything associated with them. Another benefit to this move, I think, would be that the person overseeing our elections would be directly accountable to an independent entity, in this case, the County Elections Commission. So I think that is a benefit, and also ultimately, the EA would be accountable to this court, because both the commission and the court have the power to, the commission has the power to fire, the court has the power to abolish the position. And so I think it introduces a good level of accountability as well. So with that said, I am proposing, and I'm actually going to do something a little different this time. I'm going to make the motion that we create the position effective September 1st, 2023. And just as a reminder, statute lets us hire the administrator designate up to 90 days prior to that effective date. So as soon as the Elections Commission does its job, finds the right candidate, that person could be brought on board and start the transition immediately.
So before you, can we restate who's on the election commission?
Sure, I was about to. About to get there.
Okay.
So the statute outlines that as soon as we approve the creation of the elections administrative position, the County Elections Commission comes into being.
Right.
And that commission is 5 people. The county judge, who serves as the chair, the county clerk, who serves as the vice chair, the tax assessor collector, who serves as the secretary, and then the county chair of the Democratic and Republican parties all serve on that commission.
And that is by statute.
That is by statute. Go ahead.
And that commission does the hiring and firing and oversight of.
Correct. So the commission would interview candidates, make a determination and a vote to appoint the position, and then at any time thereafter serves as the direct oversight body for the EA. Probably on a day-to-day basis, what's most likely to happen, the county judge is going to be the day-to-day direct supervisor. And if at any time the commission feels that the person that they've hired is not doing the job they're supposed to, they can move to terminate that person's employment. The court would always retain the ability to abolish the position if it felt the need to do so. But also it would be incumbent on the court to handle the budget for the entire elections office, including the salary for the elections administrator. And then also would be responsible for making sure we've got an office space for them to do their job, and would maintain oversight of anything related to the money for the elections office.
And as opposed to the way it is today, always residing in the county clerk's office in Wichita County, the Commissioner's Court had no oversight of the elections program that the county clerk administered. It solely falls under her as an elected official to do as saw fit. And then, of course, like you mentioned, Judge, is the numerous duties that Annette has, and just she brings us vital record management today. It's just one of many things, and we all know how that happens when it's not the sole focus. And so I think that it's a good move forward, and it gives it a lot of oversight, and brings us all into the realm of having a little more ability to see what's going on and understand what's going on, and I think it's going to be a great, and I'll second the motion.
It's another level of accountability.
Yes, Mark, that's right.
Judge, one question.
Yes, sir.
And this comes from comments that I've had from constituents over the last, since this was discussed before. And I think it's a pertinent question and one that needs to be answered. I had a lot of people approach me and ask me if this could not be an elected position, but I assume then its statute does not allow that.
Statute does not allow that. It clearly lays out that if the county is going to create the elections administrative position, the commission appoints and the commission terminates.
Well, that was the most frequent question I had asked after we had that discussion, and I thought that was the case, but I wanted to point that out, that this is by statute, the structure of it, so.
Yeah.
And Judge, there is a comment online.
Oh, okay.
I'm asking Mr. Cornelius to unmute.
Okay.
He's not. You see that? He has his hand.
So if Mr. Benjamin can hear us, who's participating via Zoom, will you unmute if you'd like to make a comment?
Oh. Looks like he ran away. I don't see his name up there.
Okay. We'll continue and then give another chance during the public comment section on here. So that's the request, is to, I'm making the motion that we create we create the position of the elections administrator, position for Wichita County, effective September 1st, 2023. And if the court approves the motion, I'm going to be sending out the letter to the members of the commission and ask that we get started immediately on the job search, because November elections and all of the deadlines that precede that, some as much as 90 days out, will be on us before we know it. So,
And just for my understanding, the tax assessor collector, he comes to this arena because in Texas, aren't there instances of the tax assessor collector having elections underneath their department?
yes, so by default, the tax assessor collector serves as the voter registrar, and then in a lot of counties also serves the other elections duties. Now, Wichita County, some time ago, moved those duties from the assessor collector to the county clerk, but that is where this is a part of that language. Okay, so the motion is to create the position effective September 1st, 2023, made by the judge, seconded by Commissioner Watts. Do we have any public comment on this item at this time?
Be ready to rock and roll by November of 24?
Ready to rock and roll by November of 23.
The 23, it'd be ready to go.
Yeah, the goal is to have this person hired and in place with enough lead-in for this November's elections. Get that one under the belt and then get ready for the really big show for the primaries next year.
But ultimately, whether they're ready or not, elections will happen.
Yeah.
So she'll get ready.
And that brings up a point that if for some reason the commission does not find a candidate that it feels comfortable with, if the commission doesn't find someone it feels comfortable with, and we're getting up against deadlines for this November's election, the court can at that time abolish the position and all duties revert back to who had it. So in this case, all the duties would revert back to the county clerk's office. So our county clerk will have to stay on top of things and be ready just in case. But I've got every confidence that the commission can find an outstanding candidate and we can get that person hired. All right, so the motion is before us. Any other public comment or questions? Okay, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Thank you, everyone. Item number 6, open county depository bids and allow the, oh wait, is this at 10 o'clock as well? All right, scratch that.
For 20 minutes away.
Item number 7, discuss, consider, and/or take action to approve the county's property insurance with TAC at the current deductible rate of $75,000 with a premium payment of $308,538 due July 1st, 2023. Commissioner Watts, would you like to do this one?
Yes, we reviewed Judge and met with TAC and looked at some, I had suggested look at some insurances with a higher premium possibly, and I mean not a higher premium, but a higher deductible rate, hopefully to reduce that premium. There was some slight difference. When we jumped by 25,000, we reviewed 100,000, we reviewed 150,000, but the savings just wasn't there. 75,000 seems to be the place where it's most suitable. This is an increase to us in this new proposed rate for starting July 1st. We did consider if we took our premium down, was it going to be, but there was a considerable increase, raising nearly $40,000 to pull it down to $50,000. So we decided to let the Commissioner's Court consider it at remaining at the deductible rate of $75,000. We do have Nancy's group has put together the all properties that have some, we've tried to be extensive and look at some of the additions that maybe had occurred over time that haven't been reviewed. Every 5 years we'll get a full review. That doesn't happen until next year for us. So anything that's come, fence has been, new fence up or new generator, whatever the case be, may not have been included. I think they've done a great job cleaning that up. So all things considered, $308,000 would be our new premium for the 2023 year.
And just in the backup documents, there's a really helpful, it's actually the first page of it, a 5-year run of what our claims have been under the property, under our property policy, and showing what at the different deductible levels the cost would have been to the county versus, and then you can plug that into what the premium contribution is. And I think that Commissioner Watts is right. I think that $75,000 does appear to be a nice sweet spot for where that deductible is.
Is that 75,000 per event or?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So if we have another major roof problem like we did, what, 2 or 3 years ago?
Right, it was
$75,000.
close to $1 million expense.
So
Yeah, but if it's all the same storm, it's one deductible.
Yeah, if it's all the same storm, like Mark said, it's, and this is an increase, and these increases are based historically across the last 10 years, relatively the same, as about a 5 to 6% increase was occurring. But in pre-COVID, it started to ramp up. Through COVID, it went astronomically high. So these are replacement costs that what we pay for in this insurance. So it doesn't really have to do with the appraised value of a piece of property as it does replacing the structure on that property. So as those increases kicked in and they're taken into consideration, there'll be a leveling occur next year because they'll review some, and we posed hard questions about maybe we don't want to build the kind of structure that was there, and we should be insuring somewhat differently. We don't have a lot of choice in that, but I think next year will be a good leveling point for us. But the ramp up of 10 to 13% has been occurring in the last 2 solid years, and 19 was actually about 9, so it was
going on in the private insurance
Correct.
business. We just did a deal on it. I serve on a board that deals with that. How does that 308 compare to where we've been?
We've been about 260.
That's what I was thinking.
In that neighborhood, and
It is an increase.
it is an increase, but we've had about, Barry, I can't see the
We've
number
added-
off
we've
the
added
top
a
of
bunch
my
of
head,
value
but the
for
value
that.
has increased considerably of the total coverage just on the replacement value of properties.
Then put your inflated cost in there.
You're
So
correct. That
I
is
was
exactly
thinking
what's,
mid
that's
200s.
exactly what's driving that. But it is a ramp up from where we've been, but it is good to be. Mark's had experience with this, and we'll get into full swing as we come with the flood incident that happened. Thank the good Lord we have coverage in place, and there's just all kinds of things can occur sometimes unexpectedly, and it's good to be, I guess,
Doesn't have to be a hurricane or a tornado.
yeah,
does it?
and the judge and I did reach out, a private big group, and we were just shocked at some of the, compared to a commercial private sector, there is no comparison. And we pay a very discounted rate, and of course, we belong to a risk pool. It's not exactly insurance company, but it works well, and it's paid us in the past, and I recommend that we stay with it, and I'll make the motion that we move forward with the $75,000.
I'll second.
And this also includes our mobile equipment property coverage, correct?
Yes, the mobile equipment, which deals with equipment that is not licensed to be on the highway. So vehicles and trailers would be a different policy in January, but this deals with the Caterpillar equipment, John Deere equipment, all of those as well.
Okay. The motion is to approve keeping our property insurance with TAC at the current deductible rate of $75,000 with a premium payment of $308,538 due July 1st. Do we have any public comment on this item?
What did we budget that at? Do you know?
I think we budgeted $850,000 for insurance for the total
Okay, so we're
year, so we should be fine.
we're good there.
That was to
Okay.
include vehicle and property
Right. And
public officers.
liabilities.
The motion is before us. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Moving to item number 8, receive update on courthouse renovation, elevator projects, and county courthouse annex.
Yay, the elevator car one's working. And it's nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So for those who haven't heard, Commissioner, would you care to share the good news?
Yeah, elevator car one is working. That's the best news. Of course, I was out most of the week, or all week last week, so I'm not up to speed on everything that was accomplished, but temporary courtrooms looking good. We had to change some scheduling on that. We were supposed to install technology this morning. Visionality had some heartburn with the fact that we were still under some construction there, and they were going to put it off until the end of July. I was able to get them to reschedule it to next week, so we should get the tech in next week. After that, we should be able to move in. There may be some things unfinished that we'll have to finish while it's being occupied, but still, to move this fast, it looks really good.
Yeah, it looks
It
sharp.
looks great, so.
Are
very-
they
very
concerned
pleased.
about dust and debris? and-
They are,
Yeah.
so.
That's reasonable, I'd say.
As soon as the furniture is delivered, they'll be able to inhabit, so. And schedule on the furniture is iffy right now, if I'll make it in time, but we're pushing.
Well, thankfully, the think Judge McKnight and being able to move around, we've been able
Yeah.
to make do, so it's.
Yeah, but he needs to have a home. We don't need a homeless judge.
He's a traveling judge.
Yeah. Circuit judge.
Yeah. I did have a question.
Okay.
I may just be crazy, but were the shrubs removed from around the memorial?
Were they?
Yeah,
Yes.
They never
but they
gave me a
look-
quote on it. I asked for a quote, so they went ahead and did it without giving me a
It
quote.
looks very good.
Great, I'll be sure not to pay that bill.
That's a bargain price.
It does look sharp and clean and nice.
Good.
It's not
I'm glad.
heavy.
They needed to be removed. They were all dead.
I was out
I
there
have to
and
look back through my stuff and
Okay.
see if I missed it somewhere, but
now your mind sometimes you go, something's not,
yeah.
this is not what I'm supposed to be seeing, and okay, that's what it
Okay.
is.
But I mean, it would be nice to have the, the smaller flower version of something there, or even a rock deal or whatever. I just really thought it brought attention to the monument.
Yeah, we're gonna
without
go with
that.
some shorter, like grass type plants that are hardy and so.
Yeah.
Instead of those bushes that hide everything. Because that's also in getting ready to do the Charlie O. Ferris Memorial, it'll mirror it on the opposite side. So that plaza will be arranged much like the War Memorial Plaza, so. So we didn't want to put shrubbery around it, we're gonna do whatever, the same plants on both sides.
Okay.
So, I did not see that this morning when I pulled up.
It looks great.
Okay. Annex, I know they're working hard to do the framing and everything to get the ceiling put in, so. I haven't been by there this morning yet to
Sure.
see how far they've gotten, so.
And if you haven't already been notified, I'm sure you will be, that they had some issues with the elevator there last week.
Yeah, I was notified.
We've now concluded that we think it's a prank by the HR department for Healthy County, so we all have to take the
Sure.
stairs.
Yeah, just once a week, or twice a week.
3 times.
Okay.
Well, that, the fact that car 1 is up and running, car 2, how much behind it do we think?
It's finished. I
Okay.
just gotta get the inspector here, but that's all on TK to send their people up with the inspector.
Okay.
Is the back door opening?
Yep.
The lower level?
It is.
Okay. I rode it this morning, it was much smoother than the other one. And I felt very confident because Rick just got off of it, and I said, well, it's gonna be good to go.
Yeah.
It worked good.
Yeah. It's a huge, I think it's the thing I'm asked about most, is the elevator, so.
Yeah,
I
me
know
too.
that having it going would be
Me
good.
too.
for
It's nice to have one up at least. Hopefully we'll get that other one up soon. But
All right.
that's all I have.
Okay. Do we have any questions or public comment on this item? Okay. Unfortunately, we have reached the end of what we can tackle until 10 o'clock.
We're 7 minutes out.
We're 7 minutes out. So at this time, let's recess, and we won't have anyone go anywhere.
It's just got a window open.
Oh, excuse me.
Okay, we are back from recess, 10 o'clock. So we'll go to general business item number 2. Open and take action as necessary on transport service bids for the remainder of 2023.
Lynn's not in here, but, I asked, text line, and he had texted me after giving me a very informative explanation of text line, that we talked about the other day. Okay, this, first one, Judge, is going to be from Wichita Falls Embalming Service.
All right, so we have this proposal from, excuse me, from Wichita Falls Embalming Services. The proposed fixed cost within Wichita County is $125 per pickup of body. Plus bag if needed will be a cost of $30 for white bag, $100 for orange bag, and $120 for an SL blue bag, and $140 for a jumbo blue bag. And then the proposed fixed cost to Dallas for the autopsy is $310.50 per trip.
This one, Judge, is from text line.
All right, so from Text Line Mortuary Services, the proposed fixed cost within Wichita County is $100 per pickup of body. And then the proposed fixed cost to Dallas for an autopsy is $280 per trip. Have any others?
No, that's it, Judge.
Okay, we've got those 2 bids.
Motion to take under advisement?
Second.
All right, so the motion by Commissioner Beecham and seconded by Commissioner Pincannon is to take these bids under advisement. Do we have any public comment on this item? All right, the motion is before us. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Item number 3 is open and take action as necessary on backhoe rental bids.
First one, Judge, is from Warren Cat, and we have Carter with us today. Carter, thanks for coming.
Why would we need to rent a backhoe? I thought you had one.
Yeah, I did.
You did?
It's somewhere between,
Yes.
who knows where.
All right, so from Warren Cat for backhoe rental is a grand total of $3,039.77. That includes it's $317 per day, $945 per week, or $25.56 for 4 weeks. And then there's some miscellaneous items, environmental, HET, delivery, and pickup also included in that. So that's from Warren Cat.
The second one, Judge, was from Yellow House.
All right, and from Yellow House Machinery, rental pricing is $2,000 per month. That can do week or monthly rental. Transportation is $350 per move. That was Yellow House. Do we have any others? Okay.
That's it, Judge, and I'd move that we table those for review.
Second.
All right, the motion is to take those bids under advisement and review, as made by Commissioner Watts and seconded by Commissioner Pincannon. Do we have any public comment on this item? All right, the motion is before us. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. And then item number 6 is open county depository bids and allow the county judge to form a committee to review and provide a recommendation to Commissioners Court.
That one,
It is one, so
I just opened one. Okay. The first one, Judge, is from First National Bank here in Wichita Falls.
Melvin, I need to read this verbatim, the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
In the record? Just kidding.
Please don't.
All right, so this first one is from First National Bank. To summarize the depository bid, there will be no fees charged to Wichita County for banking services with First National Bank. Let's see. And they also say not chosen to be the county depository. Would like to have the opportunity to discuss with investment officer and committee possibility of the county utilizing our insured cash sweep in CDARS CD products. Both of those are 100% FDIC insured up to $100 million and offer the county the option of earning greater interest than funds that are placed in the tax pool fund. So that is First National Bank.
The second one, Judge, is from American National Bank. Also a nice packet.
All right, this is from American National Bank and Trust. Not really an executive summary to read from here, so.
Motion to take them under advisement.
Well, and so I'm gonna ask this one be treated a little differently, since this one will be significantly affecting a couple of extra offices outside the court, treasurer, the auditor's office, as well as the court. And I know that this has been done previously, but I'm gonna ask for just a small temporary committee to be formed, made up of the different offices that will have a stake in the selection, ask them to look at it, and then come back and give the court a recommendation on which one they do. So
That'd be your
that would be my ask. Just to,
I'd move that we approve for the judge to form a committee to review and provide a recommendation to Commissioner's Court.
Okay.
Second.
All right, the motion by Commissioner Watts, seconded by Commissioner Fincannon, is to allow the county judge to form a committee to review these bids and provide a recommendation to Commissioner's Court. Do we have any public comment on this item? Yes, ma'am.
My name's Karen Hughes. I'm with First National Bank.
Hi.
Just wanted to say thank y'all for giving us the opportunity and privilege to put our bid in. Do know that y'all are currently with American National Bank, and being a banker and a person who has bank accounts, I know it's a huge and monumental task to change from one bank to the other. So in my summary, when I said if we're not chosen, because I'm gonna probably tell you those bids are gonna be very, very, very similar. American National Bank and First National Bank are both community banks that have been here a long time. And we were conservative banks, and so we operate a lot the same. So as I put in my note, if we're not chosen, we would like to be considered for the other things as well. And again, thank you for the privilege of letting us bid, and I appreciate that very much.
Thank you, Ms. Hughes.
Thank you.
Karen, great presentation that you gave us. I know what that's like to have to put her high demands together. So, but that is a great looking booklet. So.
You're telling me you can't just go through the drive-through and get a bank bag and go over to
Sure, you got it.
Makes perfect sense.
It does.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Any other public comment on this item? All right, the motion is before us. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Okay, I think that's the end of general business. So at this time, I'm going to make the motion that we go into executive session for a briefing and discussion with Wichita County District Attorney's Office on the Volkswagen clean diesel litigation, of which Wichita County is a party. This meeting would be closed pursuant to section 551.071 of the Texas Government Code, consultation with attorney. So I have made that motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, seconded by Commissioner Finkana. Any public comment on that motion? All right, all those in favor of going into executive session, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. We are now in closed session and ask everybody to leave the courtroom.
Carter, thanks again for coming.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. We'll be in touch.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, so
Send
that's
me.
it right there.
On the job training.
Oh,
See what it's
good
like.
Lord. Yeah, no, the judge would be the most happy of all. I'm kidding, he would not be.
All right. So we are now back in open session on an agenda item, take action to authorize County Judge Jim Johnson to sign a conflict of interest waiver agreement on behalf of Wichita County with Richard Mithoff, PC, to jointly represent Wichita County in connection with regarding Volkswagen clean diesel litigation, cause number D1GM000370, currently on file in the District Court of Travis County.
So moved. Second.
All right, Commissioner Buchanan and seconded by Commissioner Mahler has made the motion to authorize me to sign the conflict of interest waiver agreement. Do we have any public comment on this item? All right, motion's before us. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. I think that's.
Do we recess till 1:30? Is that what we're doing?
Yep. Okay, and unless there's objection, we will be recessed until 1:30 p.m.
That actually went better than we thought.
Yeah, it did a lot.
Well, we don't really know yet.
All right.